all have a story of where we came from and where we are going. Although the tough times may weigh on us, they do not dictate where we are going. Like true Enactus volunteers, we refuse to let other people write our stories. When faced with challenges, we turn them into opportunities. And at Enactus Memorial, our stories of resilience. The truth is, Canada is going through a tough time. Our dollar has dropped, and 1 in 7 families are food insecure. More and more Canadians are unable to meet their basic needs. And in our home province of Newfoundland and Labrador, these challenges are even more prevalent. Our province is facing a $2 billion deficit, massive cuts, tax hikes, and unemployment rates in rural communities is reaching 50%. 18% of youth looking for a job can't find one. And for those facing illness, addiction, or homelessness, it is so much harder. Because of these challenges, more and more people can't meet their basic needs. Our province is facing an uncertain future. And to make matters worse, we're living in isolation. We're importing 90% of our produce, leaving us vulnerable. We only have a 72-hour supply of food at any time. And when this supply is cut off because of harsh weather or ferry delays, our grocery store shelves are left bare. Our unreliable food supply has led to high cost, low quality, and poor availability. And in northern communities like Rigolette, Labrador, things get even tougher.
I think for Rigolette, the challenges that we do face is making sure we have enough fresh fruit and produce here in Rigolette.
Getting fresh produce is definitely an issue, so food security is an issue for me. Now, as a business owner, I'm seeing it every day, the struggles, and it runs anywhere from getting products that's fresh, but if weather comes down, then it's being stored in the cargo area in Goose Bay for, could be anywhere from 2 to 5 days. We're waiting for the weather to improve here. By the time it gets here, it should go in the garbage, but it's, to us, that's fresh.
The community of Rigolette has inspired each and every one of us to no longer allow barriers to dictate not only our teams, but our province's future. Like true Enactus volunteers, when we're faced with challenges, we turn them into opportunities, and we refuse to let other people write our stories. At Enactus Memorial, our stories of resilience and using sustainable social enterprise to truly change the world. And we're starting right here at home.
So how do we do it? How does a team of university students design one project that can address all of these challenges? We needed to create employment for at-risk youth, increase opportunities in isolated regions, and feed a hungry world. We needed hydroponics. Now, in order to really understand why, we're gonna have to get a little science-y for a second, so bear with us. Hydroponics is a method of cultivating plants using a nutrient-rich solution and an artificial UV light without the use of soil. This solution is cycled through a body of water to growing pods where plants are stored. When the solution reaches the pods, it's absorbed by a growth medium in a highly soluble form. This comes in direct contact with the plant roots, giving them the optimal blend of nutrients. The hydroponic technique is easy to learn, making high, stable yields attainable without any prior training or experience. And it's completely independent of the environment.
Okay, that's enough science. Using this technology, just 9 months ago, we launched Project Succeed. We started by developing a one-of-a-kind hydroponic system. We employ at-risk youth to build the systems and launch cooperatives where entrepreneurs can grow and sell produce. We also sell the systems to community groups and to the general public. So why did we have to design our own? Well, systems on the market were either too big, too small, or just too expensive. We needed one that was just right. We needed a low-cost, environmentally friendly system that could fit in the corner of your home and still produce enough food to feed your entire family. Realizing that we might be a little underqualified, we teamed up with expert botanists and engineers to create prototypes, figure out technical issues, and estimate investment costs. Together, we made it happen. Compared to traditional growing practices, our systems use 90% less water, provide a 75% higher yield, and can grow produce twice as fast. One system can produce 12 heads of lettuce, 120 tomatoes, or 360 strawberries, making fresh food finally available for everyone.
With our design tested and finalized, we were ready to begin production. So remember the youth we spoke about, the ones struggling to support themselves? Well, this is where they come in. We partner with Choices for Youth, a not-for-profit organization that provides at-risk and homeless youth with a range of supports. Every day, young people come through the doors at Project Succeed with a story like this.
When I grew up, I lived in housing, and the years I didn't live in housing, me and my family were bouncing back and forth quite often. I grew up in a lot of barriers that I didn't realize were barriers, low poverty and addiction problems with me and other members of my family. I used to always get bullied in school, and my dad left when I was 10, and my sister left when I was young too.
Project Succeed is giving young people a new story, a new start, by providing 6 vulnerable youth with meaningful employment. When they come to work at Project Succeed, they get to do so many cool things. They build hydroponic systems, learn the mechanics of how it works, and various business concepts. Today, they're equipped with top-of-the-line DeWalt tools, an ergonomic workshop, and a full-time coordinator. We are providing them with the foundation to start their careers and overcome their personal challenges. These youth couldn't find employment because they had no experience. They couldn't get experience because no one would give them a chance. We don't expect them to build hydroponic systems for the rest of their lives, but this project is breaking that cycle.
For young people, I think finding real employment it's a huge challenge. A lot of the young people that we see that come through our door haven't had education hasn't been, traditional routes of education have worked out for them, so they're behind the 8 ball there. Because of that, they don't have a lot of meaningful work, and because of the things that they've had to go through in their lives and stuff like that, they haven't had the opportunities or even the stability that most of us have had to be able to really give themselves to a job.
For the first day of work, I was a little bit anxious because I thought it would be more of a high-tech kind of environment going in, but then when I came in, it was just like really casual and welcoming environment.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity, and I think it's great that we get to kind of give back to the community a bit, and when they've been helping us out for so long, it's pretty awesome. If not for this at the moment, I'd probably still be looking for a job. This really helped me out. I needed a job pretty bad when this came around, so it was pretty good.
I was like, wow, this is big break pretty much, because I'd been looking for a job that had hours that were suitable to me. It feels really good. It's like, it gives you this sort of thing where it's like, you're actually helping people, and it's very much like a springboard to other careers and job opportunities and stuff, because you're just building something, but that can just be transferred to so many different jobs.
You have this amazing project that you can take, that the people who are employed that do have this opportunity and people that will have this job can take a lot of pride in the fact that not only are they're building something, at the end of the day they walk in and they leave and they've actually accomplished something. They can see it, it's tangible, it's right there in front of them. And also, it's actually something that's going into the society at large, and now they're actually tapped into that. I mean, the opportunity is it's immeasurable for how great it can be.
Now, let's take a closer look at the business side of things. Our production team can build a system in under an hour. With this efficient production and low material costs, we can offer our systems for just $350. This package includes the full spectrum LED light and all of the growing materials needed for 2 years. The cost of producing a system is $222, with the remaining $128 going back into the program. At less than $2 per week to operate, customers who purchase this package break even in under 4 months and see an annual return on investment of over 300%. We were now ready to launch our cooperatives in northern communities with a solution that is not limited by high startup costs.
Welcome to Rigolette, where 98% of households are unhappy with their food. 98%. where produce is shipped in once a week at most, and you have to wait outside in minus 30-degree weather for a chance to buy a $6 moldy pepper. What does make it to Rigolet? Freezes on the snowmobile ride from the airport hangar to the store. Imagine growing lettuce here in January. Well, we can, with a solution that had no financial constraints, wasn't dictated by climate or limited by soil quality. Our friends in Rigolet became the first Project Succeed cooperative.
We identified 5 aspiring entrepreneurs and worked with them to start their businesses. They purchased the system and everything needed to grow, and we helped them secure a contract with a local store to wholesale their produce. The store then sells it back to the community with an average of 57% savings. But we didn't just set up a cooperative and walk away. We mentor each entrepreneur for 1 year and provide ongoing support. In the beginning, however, we noticed that many of the individuals interested in our project faced their own financial challenges. So we knew we had to make our project more inclusive. So with a little help from Capital One, with a lot of help from Capital One, we developed a microloan program so that Succeed entrepreneurs could start their businesses without any financial strain.
In January, we met Ines. She told us about her dream of being an entrepreneur and providing for her family, but she didn't think it was possible to pursue entrepreneurship while staying in the place she grew up. When we told her about our project, she was so excited for the chance to start a business and to finally provide her family with freshly grown food. We visited her home and helped her set up the system and watched her start it for the very first time. Watched her face light up as she realized that this is the solution. This is going to feed her community.
As soon as you heard like the motor start going into the water, it was like, oh, cool, I'm started. It's one of those feelings where like you're happy you're able to provide it to people, and then it's one of those things that like you're proud like you did this. If we have a bad weather, we can still grow here. We can still do whatever. Like we're not dependent so much on our stores. And I think the even cooler thing is that like if we have a lot of produce grown, we could actually sell it to the store, or we could sell it to somebody within the community, or donate it to some sort of group that might need it for something. So it's pretty cool. You feel pride, pride in what you're doing and how you're able to provide for people in the community.
Now, Ines is living her dream of being an entrepreneur, and she's not alone. She's just one of 11 entrepreneurs in 3 Succeed cooperatives across our province. And with the success we've seen in just 4 months, we're going even further. We've confirmed expansion to 4 other communities in our province. Thanks to a partnership with McCain, next month we'll be expanding into New Brunswick. And in just 7 weeks from today, we are delivering systems to Arviat, Nunavut.
This progress has been incredible, and there's more. Our systems are in retirement homes, allowing seniors to grow fresh produce and providing horticultural therapy. They're helping food banks decrease costs and providing a sustainable way to feed those in need. Our systems are operating in 7 schools through a 3-month food security curriculum, and we're even working with the Department of Education to further expand across the province by 2017. We also launched a retail model and offer our systems to people across the world, with requests from the United States to Norway.
In just 4 months, Project Succeed has implemented 42 hydroponic systems that will grow over 45,000 pounds of produce each year, created 18 jobs, and generated over $13,000 in revenue. But it goes so far beyond the numbers. We're not just feeding communities, and we're not just creating jobs. We're showing people that they are not limited to the options in front of them. They can make their own options, create real change, and feed a hungry world.
Everything we've shared with you today is real, tangible results. We are so proud of the impact that Project Succeed has made, but this is just one project. We have 12 others that make us just as proud.
In 2015, we created Enactus Footprint, a carbon offset program allowing businesses to reduce their environmental impact by funding green Enactus projects in their own backyard. 1 year later, it has taken off, and we've partnered with Ben & Jerry's to expand our reach. This year, our project has secured over $6,000 in funding, offsetting 286 tons of CO2. And we are piloting the program with another university. This is a solution for teams in every country, so that money no longer has to be a barrier to environmental progress around the world.
This year, our community came together to create Home Again, our province's first ever furniture bank. For those transitioning from situations of abuse or homelessness or struggling to create a new life, Home Again provides them with the foundation to get back on their feet. This year, we collected over 600 pieces of furniture from over 100 families and diverted 45 tons of waste. Home Again is empowering individuals, no matter what their situation, to make their house a home again.
In 2013, we created the Project Stitch Cooperative to help physically disabled Haitians regain purpose through meaningful and sustainable employment. Our participants become professional sewers and sell their products around the world. We've moved from our small hospital room to a state-of-the-art 4,000 square foot facility. This year, Project Stitch has employed 25 Haitians at 5 times the average daily Haitian wage, generating over $45,000 in revenue. On pace with our original timeline, Project Stitch is now running entirely on its own, for Haitians by Haitians.
In 2008, we created Prince's Operation Entrepreneur to teach transitioning Canadian Forces members how to apply the skills they've learned in the military to becoming entrepreneurs. This year, we worked with 54 businesses that created 102 jobs. And with help from our friends on Enactus teams from across Canada, we were able to reach over 500 of our country's heroes through week-long boot camps at 4 universities and sessions at 17 other locations. Now, Prince's Operation Entrepreneur has gone global, and a version of our program is running in Australia.
This year, our 13 projects
Have offset over 400 tons of CO2.
Changed over 2,000 lives.
Started 91 businesses.
created 193 jobs.
And generated over $2.5 million in revenue.
No matter where we are from, we all face challenges, but they don't define us. Enactus inspires all of us to overcome these challenges and write our own stories of resilience. This year, our 61 members have dedicated over 11,000 hours to empowering people to write their own stories. And these stories are just getting started. This is Enactus Memorial, where together we're tackling global issues and proving that change in a world begins with making real change right here at home.
We will now begin the question and answer period. Please raise your hand to indicate you have a question, and a microphone will be brought to you, judges.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Maybe you could help us understand exactly what was achieved in the past year in the Princess Operation Entrepreneur program.
So all the revenue and jobs created in businesses that you see on that sheet happened this year. So we work with businesses through our boot camps every single year, and we get a new group of individuals every year. However, we continue our partnership with them, so everything on that sheet happened this year.
For the growers, how much would one of those grow in term? How much would that translate into earnings for them in a community like the one you described?
Yeah, so on average per system, you'll make about $100 per system. On top of that, each system will grow about 1,080 pounds of produce per year. Sometimes we have individuals who have more than one system, so you can multiply the revenue that they'd make based on per systems.
That's $100 per month.
Can you track with Succeed, can you track how much of the produce is consumed by the producer and how much of it is resold?
Yeah, so we have a Google Doc, pretty simple technology set up with all of our growers, and they track exactly how much each of their systems produce. Then from there, they take their household consumption, so we do allow them to keep however much produce it is for their family. It usually works out to be 2 to 3 pods full, so if you're making 12 heads of lettuce per harvest, they're usually keeping 2 to 3, and then they track down the rest of how much that they sell to the individual stores.
First of all, wow. And second, I have a question. There was a number of the people who are participating in the youth at risk, who are participating in the construction of the units. And a number of them indicated they felt that this was a stepping stone to other careers. They don't see doing this forever. Do you have any systems in place to understand what the ripple effect might be to future employment for these people?
Yeah, so all of our youth go through a 3-tiered program. They begin by building the systems, which is 3-month period. The following 3 months, they learn how the systems work, and Choices for Youth are actually taking 20 systems to offset their full grocery bill. In the final 3 months, they learn actual entrepreneurial and business skills, and then they move off through the program. So we keep in contact with every participant that we do work with so that we can get those testimonials and stories. Unfortunately, Project Succeed has only been around for 6 months, so we don't have short stories that we can share with you.
I'm sorry if I missed this, but when you talked about the cost of each Project Succeed box, did that include any payment to the people who are doing the work, or are they doing that as a training assignment?
Yeah, so they are part-time. They are offered part-time employment through building the system. So it's a cost of $11 for labor for every system, and they can build a system in about an hour.
Have you had any reports from the medical people in these remote villages regarding the impact on public health?
We haven't yet. It's certainly something that we know is occurring. People in these communities really can't afford to eat well, and so they're left to eat frozen foods and a number of other things that really can't sustain them. So we haven't heard yet the impact that it's had, but we're pretty confident that that's something that we're going to see.
How transferable is the knowledge of running these equipments into, faster expanding this into the community? So do you need special, training?
For the hydroponic systems, it's very, very easy to grow. There's no space requirements, there's no training requirements. We have a full manual that outlines everything step by step by step by step. I've never grown anything in my life, and I have tomato and bell pepper plants under my staircase that are about that high right now. So we give them the support and all the knowledge that they ever need. And if there's ever any questions behind what our team can answer, we work with expert botanists and engineers to make sure that they get all the information possible.
First things first, congratulations. You humble me, you make me feel really, really bad. This year you did $2.3 million in your...
Is expired. Judges and guests, please help me in thanking the team from Memorial University of Newfoundland.